All right. This one's for you, David. This one's for you. Bedwetter. What's it called? Flick your tongue against your teeth and describe the present. I'm doing an experiment. It is first thing in the morning. Now, it's 5:30, which isn't terribly early. That might sound early to some of you, but usually for me, I'm usually up at like 3:30, 4 in the morning. You should go to bed about 9:30. So, I mean, 7 hours is the most I usually sleep. The fact I slept to 5:30, well, about a quarter after 5, is very uncommon. That's late for me. I just got up. I haven't had caffeine. I went to the bathroom and I gave the cats water and then I sat up. I'm doing an experiment of jumping into this like half awake, essentially. I did read on the summary page, I saw that Bedwetter had put a post describing this album. It's all about mental health issues and struggling with that. He even said in that he's been trying to get help, but like he can't get appointments, and the hospital discharged him because he wasn't a threat to himself or others, and like all this other stuff. And he was going on about how he didn't want to read reviews about this album and how it's dope and all. Like he basically said this is just him recording himself as he goes through all this shit, which I feel like being asleep and half awake or whatever is going to help with that. But also like it just feels perfect because last night or yesterday I went to Santa Cruz with my family. We had a beautiful day. Just spent the day there, sunshine, incredible weather, just nice day. Get home, find out later on that night, fucking the U.S. has bombed Iran. And like this shit is just eating my mind. I really try to focus on anything else, but it's really fucking with my head. I have no faith in our institutions, in our leaders, in the direction our world is going. I'm very pessimistic, honestly. I try to be positive, and generally I am positive in just my day-to-day, in approaching life. I myself will be positive in approaching life because that's just my choice to do so. However, I think our fate as a species, as a society, is not very good. Like where it's going, like if I'm making a wager, I'm putting it in the bad pile. So I feel like this is all aligning pretty well, just by coincidence. And then David, I say hello, David, or this one's for you because he's like the one person that was consistently talking about this. I'd see it on almost every comment or every video. And then I think he gave up, which was smart because it seemed like I'd forgotten, which I did for a while. All right. That's always in the back of my mind. I have a list of all this shit. So there you go. Here's where we are right now. Bedwetter is also known as Lil Ugly Mane, who's the guy that did, Isolation. Fuck, I could see the cover. Isolation, whatever. Anyway, I literally just woke up, so. But let's drop in. I want to still be asleep when we start. It's called John. It's a little intro. It's 35 seconds, and then the second one's man wearing a helmet. Sean Kemp, I'm assuming is him. American producer Travis Miller briefly used this alias. I'm assuming that's the guy who. I'm assuming it's all him, right? It's Bedwetter. It's Lil Ugly Mane. Sean Kemp. It's all the same guy. Anyway, here's John, and then we'll let it roll into man wearing a helmet. And here we go. Flick your teeth against your flick your teeth. Here we go. Let's drop in.
In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The Word was God. The Word was God. The Word was God. Was God. Was God. Was God. Was God. Was God. Was God.
It just needs spamming words when the words are talking about the Word is God.
Language.
Yeah. Nonsensical in a totally sensical way. Here's man wearing a helmet.
There was a man in my home. I had all these pictures, smiling, laughing, playing,
He's a great kid. Look at his smile.
We have no intention of prosecuting. Hope that they treat him nicely.
Sounds like they're playing
Back to us somehow.
news broadcasts
You and your wife ever think about
from like a shooting or something. You know, he was a good kid.
for the longest time, we didn't know what had happened to him.
We didn't know.
The thought in the back of our mind was always
So the typical thing, right? They're interviewing the people, and they had no idea he was like that.
Crouched down by the tree and his neighbors. He liked the way the bark ripped off like paper. He pretended he was Superman. Eyes had lasers. Every step he took turned earth into craters. Little brown jacket, Lee jeans with a cuff. Bowl cut, blue and yellow mismatched chucks. He's a sitting duck. Didn't hear the car pull up. Thought his arm broke when they shoved him in the trunk. Break like nightlight, choking on his tear snot. Fear not, summarize the voice within an earshot. Muffled through the seat, stale smoke, he can hear Scott. Heron singing, home is where the hatred is. Home is who they took him from, and he don't know who's taking him. Puffy eyes, piss pants, sore throat, scream like a whisper. Fist beat the back seat every time he whimpers. He can see his own breath, it's the middle of the winter. X-Men hologram card that was in his coat. A single source of hope as they speeding up the road. He traded comics for it, he got a sleeve for his protection. He just glad he got it with him, it's his one possession. He missed his mom's affection. He missed the dinosaur blanket on the bed that he slept in. Missed throwing sticks so the dog would go fetch him. Missed making forts in the woods with his best friend. Car stops towards slams. Wonders who he is, he just doesn't understand.
So I just gonna pause here. We're in a story. We're in a story. And it's this kid, you know, typical kid. Like basically the whole story that we're going through to begin with, the first thing I'm thinking of is it's this kid that's being kidnapped essentially and being, you know, stolen. But the idea of being stolen from your own childhood, that's what I'm thinking about. Like he's telling the story, but I feel like in telling the story, he is telling us what it feels like to not be a child anymore, like to have that mindset and that freedom and that carefree life stolen, essentially. That's the first thing I'm thinking of. Now, if that's right or not, I don't know. But that's what's going through my mind. And basically, in the absence of childhood, essentially the violence that exists within adult life, essentially. Because this is a fairly violent beginning. Well, not necessarily violent, but like aggressive, you know. And then also this mention of having this X-Man hologram card. It's the only thing. It's like this totem, this physical thing that you can touch and you can recall being a child, and you can remember being happy and not worrying about things and not having depression or like whatever, right? I'm trying to keep a very close parallel to this guy's mind state. And so those are the two things really that are going through my mind. So he can recall all that shit, but he's not there now. It's been stolen. It feels like it's been stolen from him.
Chafed legs, denim, tears, piss, vomit. Wish he could get changed into his blue pajamas. Superman logo with the cape on it. Then maybe he'd escape into space like a comet. Here's the engine sputter, fatigue from the travel. Listens to the footsteps grinding the gravel. Maybe he can leave if he promised not to tattle. The trunk wasn't eaten, but he knew he was the apple. Street lights flooded as the trunk popped open. Hoping for relief for a reason he was chosen. Lurking was a silhouette with unfamiliar hands. Now he's a shaking mess carry cause he couldn't stand. Bluish glow with television flickers in the stairwell. Led into a layer, he got sick from how the air smells. He's with his parents and his brain is his their hell. He felt the worry in their bones, he don't fare well. Against the monsters in his crib in his hidden jail. All this talk past, I'm too scared and I'm bad still. All these fucking years, I just don't remember.
Jesus.
All this fucking time, I just don't remember. Did I lose my mind? I just don't remember. Did I die in my line? I just don't remember. All these fucking years, I just don't remember.
I want to. We're almost done. I don't fucking care. This part led into a layer. He got sick from the air smells. He's with his parents in his brain. This is their hell. He felt the word. This is there. Those 4 fucking words, man. Like it's gonna make me cry just because I'm fucking tired and I'm half awake and all this shit. But yeah, of course. That's any parent's hell, is the idea of their child being snatched and brought down into this fucking basement dungeon, awful smell, kidnapper. The child is terrified. Of course. But how strange if you take that and fucking spin it around, right? What if he is saying, this is how I feel right now as an adult, and as an adult, that person is still someone else's child. And so with depression should essentially carry the same fear of hell for a parent as abduction. It should. I think really there's just a massive misunderstanding of depression. I don't understand depression. I'm stressed right now. My mind state is very stressed because of the shit that's going on, but I'm not depressed. I've never been depressed. I have no idea. And people can try and describe it to me, and I can go, I can do my best. You guys know me pretty well. I listen pretty well, right? I try to understand. I try to put myself in people's shoes, but I have no idea. This is fucking wild. Let's keep going.
All this fucking time, I just don't remember. Did I lose my mind? I just don't remember. Did I die in my life? I just don't remember.
Am I lying?
Years, I just don't remember. All this fucking time, I just don't remember. Did I lose my mind? I just don't remember. Did I die in my life? I just don't remember. All these fucking years, I just don't remember.
The fact that he asked himself, am I lying? Makes me wonder what other people are telling him.
Was I lost and just never ever found? Was I found and forced to forget? Just a secret that nobody can admit. Was there a life before the one I know now? Was I lost and just never ever found? Was I found and forced to forget? Just a secret that nobody can admit. All these fucking years, I just don't remember. All this fucking time, I just don't remember. Did I lose my mind? I just don't remember. Did I die in my life? I just don't remember. All these fucking years, I just don't remember. All this fucking time, I just don't remember. Did I lose my mind? I just don't remember. Did I die in my life? I just don't remember. All these fucking
It fades out, but there's still 20 seconds left. I wonder if anything else happens. What I'm left with, well, I'll just sit here and wait for 10 seconds of silence, I suppose. What I'm left with, especially with that fade out, is the feeling of, okay, this kid's been kidnapped. He's in this basement, this dungeon, this lair, whatever I want to fucking call it. All of these emotions are here. He's trying to recall back to a time when he didn't feel this way. The song repeats that over and over and over, and then it fades out like he's been forgotten. Like, I'm still down here. Is anyone going to come get me? Am I lying? Did I die? Am I lying? The people, that just immediately makes me think of the things people say to those who are depressed. Oh, just, you need to get outside, you need to get more exercise, stop worrying about it so much, it's not that big of a deal. And essentially how that could probably make someone else feel like, oh, well, shit, am I faking this? Doubting their own depression in a sense. Maybe. Again, I have no idea what it's like to have depression. Just being bald. I tell you all about that. Being bald is actually wonderful. I love it. It's so comfortable. You don't have to take care of anything. I'm bald, but I still have to shave, which is fucking annoying. Uh-oh, the kitties are up to something. That's great for motocross because I put on my helmet. I don't get helmet hair. Yeah, it's wonderful. You get nice and tan in the summer. Just be careful, don't get sunburned. That is uncomfortable. Okay, track 3 is called Stoop Lights. Let's just fucking drop into it. Kitties. Running. I try not to read the lyrics before it comes in. I'm noticing that there's rain sound again, like there was to start with. Whoa.
I don't got hate for myself, I got nothing to say to me. I spend every day with me. I'm tired, I need an escape. It's hard to relate to me. Straight out the bottle, no chasing it. Look in my eyes, I'm a space cadet. Just a matter of time, I'm embracing death. Deadpool, you should place a bet. I'm in the bowels of war, but I feel no stress when I let it pour. But it all comes back when I can't run back anything that even happened the night before. Always gonna fall on the sharpest sword. Always gonna sleep on the hardest floor. You can still see light in the darkest corner, but you still feel lost when it's unexplored. So I'ma see black till my eyes adjust, till my time is up, till my...
You can still see light in the darkest corner, but you still feel lost when it's unexplored. Why does that stand out to me so much? You could still see light in the darkest corner. So, I'll actually briefly, tiny hint about my job. I have worked with film before, and I've had to cut film in the dark and load it in the dark and unload it in the dark just because of the situation we were in. And it's pretty incredible how you think it's somewhere as dark until you stand there with everything dark, with the lights off, and you just stand there for a couple minutes and let your eyes adjust, and yeah, you'll start seeing more light again. Things you would never think are there, but yep, it's there. You still see light in the darkest corner. I feel like that is just, even when I'm deep down in it, there's still maybe just this hint of hope. Still this hint of hope. But then you still feel lost when it's unexplored. That one I'm not sure. Talking about drinking to cover the distress. I've been doing that, unfortunately. I don't want to admit that, but it is true. I'm not like drinking every fucking day and getting blacked out drunk every day, but I've been drinking. Kitties are wrestling. Let's keep going.
Mind is fucked. Limp around town on an Irish crutch with a belly full of whiskey and self-disgust. Peeking at my own dead body through splayed hands as I grunt and I drool like a caveman. Fucked up, I'm a fool.
Yeah, nothing like that. I have a couple beers. Nothing like this.
Stoop like flicker cause my eyes half closed cause the bottle half gone, stoop lights on stroll, can't stop thinking that's my mind on liquor, now my mind half gone cause I wish I had a family ain't here cause I've been living wrong. Sit watch stoop like flicker cause my eyes half closed, cause the bottle half gone, stoop lights on stroll, can't stop thinking that's my mind on liquor, now my mind half gone cause I wish I had a family ain't here cause I've been living wrong.
One thing that stands out to me the most with the drinking thing is he's talking about I can't stop thinking that's my mind on liquor. For me, the reason why I have a couple beers is because it helps my brain like stop. It stops. It's always going. It's just fucking. It just does not stop thinking. Stop. It won't stop. It's so. Usually with when I have a beer or two or three, what happens is for me, it shuts off one switch, so I'm not upset with myself about thinking all the time, because that's one of the things that I think about is how I need to stop thinking. It's like it's a closed feedback loop essentially. Like stop stressing, stop thinking about it. There's nothing you can do about it. Don't worry about it. Stop it. That's a layer. And so, yeah, when I feel a buzz, that layer shuts off at least. And it makes me not care that I'm tired. I don't care that I'm tired anymore. I'm just like, okay, well, I'm tired. And I finally like relax, and then I'll just watch a movie or something. Like I can actually kind of shut down. I wish I could smoke. Although some people say they, you know, apparently whatever, you have to smoke the right thing. Otherwise you get like really active in the mind. This shit, what he's describing is awful. And it's being described awfully in such an excellent way. The sound, the fucking eyes half closed because the bottle's half gone, stoop lights on, strobe. You know, like he's really put the pain in there. And what is so painful is I wish I had a family. Family ain't here because I've been living wrong. And so talking about a fucking feedback loop, right? Like, I mean, the whole scenario is tough. I've never had to deal with an alcoholic in my life. I've never had to deal with somebody who like can't stop drinking. I've seen shows like, what is it, the hoarder shows and the other people. What was the other one? It wasn't hoarders. There was another one where it was just like, Jesus, these people, they can't fucking stop drinking. And you know how hard it is for the family in terms of enabling them. You're trying to be there, trying to support them, but not enabling them. And now here you have this situation. Maybe that's the case. Maybe the family's trying to not enable him, and so they're not there because that's the only way they can not enable him, is essentially to cut him off. But by being cut off from the family, it's amplifying the need to drink. Jesus, man. I can see why this guy didn't want to like release it and hear people talk about how this is dope. Yeah, holy shit. That's not what he's going for here at all. God damn, dude.
Puke in my mouth, I got used to the flavor. Face on the porcelain photo engraver. Memories fade and they float in the air like dust casting shadows and sodium vapor. Waking up in situations, feeling like I'm living in suspended animation. Guess I'm still sober on occasion, and that's enough for me to rationalize inebriation. Told you I ain't right, you knew it going in. Just shut the fuck up if you wanna be a friend. I don't wanna stretch you more than you extend. I don't wanna spit in the hand that you lend. I did it to myself, I get what I deserve. Thoughts in my head feel like a raw nerve. I'm looking for an answer, I don't wanna hurt, but I just wanna sleep when I'm tired of the earth. Sit, watch stoop like flicker, cause my eyes have closed. Eyes have closed, cause the bottle have gone, stoop lights on strobe. Can't stop thinking, that's my mind on liquor, now my mind have gone.
This whole section is incredibly powerful.
Sit, watch stoop like flicker, cause my eyes have closed, cause the bottle have gone, stoop lights on strobe. Can't stop thinking, that's my mind on liquor, now my mind have gone, cause I wish I had a family ain't here, cause I've been living wrong. Sit, watch stoop like flicker, cause my eyes have closed, cause the bottle have gone, stoop lights on strobe. Can't stop thinking, that's my mind on liquor, now my mind have gone, cause I wish I had a family ain't here, cause I've been living wrong.
Jesus, dude. Sounds like those like sprinklers, the Huh. But this is completely out of left field, but I always thought that type of sprinkler, the one that kind of goes, I always thought that was such a brilliant fucking invention. Somebody thought, hey, we've got this stream of water. All we need is this thing to fucking slap it, because the water stream will knock the thing back, but the thing hitting it will move the water stream. That's fucking brilliant to me. Like, whoever came up with that, I marvel at those types of things, because that's a mind that is not like my mind. Somebody looked at that and knew, I got it. You know, and it's like, I would never get that. In a million years, I would never come up with that. This song is incredible. This song is fucking pain. You guys, this song is pain, pain, pain. And if you're listening to this one and you're feeling this one, you're in fucking pain. So how do you get out of it? I don't know. I mean, I don't know how you get out of this. You need professional help. You need professional help if you're here. You need professional help. You gotta start. You gotta somewhere. I don't know. And that makes his little cover thing letter even more interesting. This looks like this is just the lyrics, where he's talking about he can't get appointments. He's trying to get appointments, and the hospital discharged him, and all this shit. I want to like give advice, but I'm at a loss for words, man. Basically, you just need a fucking hug to start with, right? Just somebody give me a goddamn hug, please. Someone just fucking care for me for 5 minutes. Acknowledge that I exist. Just acknowledge. Acknowledge. That's real. Jesus, man. This is incredible. I mean, we're way off into the art expression side of music here. Obviously, this is not a club banger. Makes me think of Waterproof Mascara. That was an incredible fucking song. If you're watching this, you've not heard Waterproof Mascara by Billy Woods, put that on. And just, holy shit, dude. Holy shit. I've never heard anything like that. It's not about this, it's not about depression, but it's got the same amount of rawness and emotion in it, and holy fuck, it's terrifying. It's a terrifying song. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I wish I could just reach the fucking camera on whoever's on the other side of this one. Let's keep going. Fondly eulogizing sleep. Well, this will be a delight. Well, here we go. Here's track 4. Oh, it's just an instrumental. No shit. Okay. I can barely hear this sample in the background, but according to Genius, it's too lonely in nature is what's being said. You know, with the idea of it being too lonely in nature, I don't feel that way. I feel at peace when I'm out in nature. I feel like being in nature helps my mind realize that there is plenty of existence without people, and that the planet is fine. It's the people that are fucking everything up. So being in nature kind of removes me from people. And while I can see that's lonely for some people, for me it's not. It calms me down. It removes the ruination of everything. I like this track. Yeah, I really like this track. This is fucking beautiful. I like that the sample is really off in the distance and you can't really hear it, because then you can just enjoy the instrumental. You can actually hear the chop on the sample. Oh, weird. This is a trip. This is a fucking experience, man. Huh. I'm finding some, peculiar parallels between a person who is suffering from depression making a song like this and how here I am, however many years later. When did this come out? 2017. So basically 8 years later. And here I am using music to try and quiet my thoughts. That's why I've been doing, like last weekend I did a shit ton of reactions, because I'm just trying to focus on anything else. And being here, doing this, it calms me down because I focus on this. And I can do that with music. I can't do it with anything else. Well, that's not true. If I go dirt biking, I can focus on dirt biking. I really like that. But it's too hot. It's summertime. We don't ride in the summer. It's too hot. I don't really have a summer activity. I wish I did. I need one. The winters are great. I go dirt biking with my dad and with my son, which is just fucking phenomenal. I mean, riding in itself is great, but to do it with my fucking family like that is amazing. And we'll go skiing. But I just don't really have anything. I don't really have a summer sport, something to engage with in the summer. I used to try to do some mountain biking, but pedaling, to go from a 450 engine that has throttle control to pedaling, no. It doesn't work. No. It's just like, it's like driving a nice car and then the next day pushing that car and trying to like pretend like it's just as fun. No, it fucking sucks. It sucks. I guess I could buy an e-bike. Because that was the last time I rode my mountain bike. There's a place I go. The other thing that sucks too, I have to drive to get there. And it's like, I'd really love to have somewhere to ride where I could just ride out of my house. But I timed it. It took me 30 minutes to climb to the top of the ridge. And that was pushing. That was pretty hard. 30 minutes about to get to the top. And fucking sweating and exhausted and all this. All right, sweet. Now I can do the downhill, right? I can turn around and go down. This will be fun. And I think I got down in about 2. I was like, nah, this is not a fair trade, y'all. not a fair trade at all. Check 5's called Branch. Drop it in.
I got a feeling that this life is just a tangent, just an idea getting lost amongst the branches of an old tree. I think it's obvious we're damaged. The map's impossible to navigate. We're stranded in these cold streets. I got a feeling that this life is just a tangent, just an idea getting lost amongst the branches of an old tree. I think it's obvious.
Is he talking about like the tree of life? Is that what he's talking about?
To navigate, we're stranded in these cold streets. I got a feeling that this life is just a tangent, just an idea getting lost amongst the branches of an old tree. I think it's obvious we're damaged. The map's impossible to navigate. We're stranded in these cold streets.
So here's what the annotation says. Life always seems to go off the path we intended for ourselves. After a while, we become lost in said tangent, never to return to our old original ways. This could be a reflection of Ugly Mane's alcoholism leading him astray from his dreams. It could be. It could be. I feel like he's getting more into a philosophical side. Like, well, let's keep going. He just repeats this over and over. So let's let it run through. I'll let my thoughts percolate a little bit. Maybe I'll have something smart to say by the end. Maybe.
I think it's obvious we're damaged. The map's impossible to navigate. We're stranded in these cold streets. I got a feeling that this life is just a tangent, just an idea getting lost amongst the branches of an old tree. I think it's obvious we're damaged. The map's impossible to navigate. We're stranded in these cold streets. I got a feeling that this life is just a tangent, just an idea getting lost amongst the branches of an old tree. I think it's obvious we're damaged. The map's impossible to navigate. We're stranded in these cold streets. I got a feeling that this life is just a tangent, just an idea getting lost amongst
does have this effect, it being looped like this.
I got the feeling this life is just a tangent, just an idea getting lost amongst the branches of an old tree. I think it's obvious what damage the map's impossible to navigate. We're stranded in this cold street.
It's almost like he's piercing the veil a bit. So I'm not gonna agree or disagree here with anything. I'm just gonna share my worldview and how it kind of applies to this a bit. I love this out portion, this play out sound. So, real quick and dirty, my view of existence is that life is a dream. Life is a dream. You dream this life. You wake up. You go, wow, that was a fun ride. The idea of all of existence is God. There is no external God. There's no judgment. There's no heaven. There's no hell. There's no dying. You just wake up and then you pop back in and have another dream. That's what all of our lives are. Dreams. It's all one big God, having a dream, having a dream, having a dream as this person, having a dream as this person, so on. I don't say that to say that it's true just because I think that's what it is. I'm not trying to convince you. You believe whatever you want. It doesn't matter to me. Have a blast. But it feeds into what he's saying here, this idea life is just a tangent. Yeah. It's all different experiences. Different experiences. That's like every day is an experience. We just don't think of it that way. You know, it's just another day to get through because we're worried about this. We're trying to get that done and this happened and oh, fucking now I got to deal with it. Like our minds are so actively occupied with everything that's happening around us in terms of just good old fashioned stimulation coming in, things we have to take care of, obligations, all that shit that it's all an experience. And I found a lot of like calm in just letting go. You know, well, another analogy I use with life is if you subscribe to the idea of life as a dream or life as a ride, you know, it's just a ride and you go on this ride and there's ups and there's downs and there's fast and there's slow and there's thrills and chills and right. Let's just say for the sake of argument, that is the case. That's what life is. You can go on a ride right now. You can go to a theme park and go on a ride. And when you're on that ride, you can analyze every single bolt. You can look at the structure. You can criticize this. And the ride will continue. The ride will go. And it will take you to the end, just like every single ride does. And it does not care. The ride itself does not care what you think of the ride. Your opinion about the ride is 100% irrelevant. And sometimes that's the angle I use on myself. When I'm getting too amped up, too in my head, I just go, here we are. And yeah, like right now, I'm stuck in traffic. Is this fun? Is this thrilling? Is this how I want to live my life? No, but this is where we are. And it doesn't matter if I scream inside of my car. It doesn't matter. It will not change the fact that I'm in traffic. And that's it. And it helps me let go. And I have found personally, as you just kind of let go, stop trying to control an experience, stop trying to be upset with the experience, it helps. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to, go out and enjoy everything. Everything that's bad, you enjoy it. No. It's just an experience. That's it. And that experience comes to an end, just like everything comes to an end. It's all little microcosms of experiences within an experience. And then you keep going. And that's it, man. That's it. So, with that said, let's keep going. This is called Square Movement, instrumental. Drop it in, track 6. I like that dark note. Huh. It almost makes me think of like somebody screaming, but obviously not very directly in your ear, but like some like broken radio transmission out in space where you're getting bits of it. And then even then the person that's screaming, they're like way off, away from the speaker. They're trying to, reach comms. They're trying to like get the message out or something, but that right there, how it's like chopped. Huh. Oh, cool. Huh. Well, there you go. There's still about 45 seconds left. I'll just let it play. Oh, we're getting a little bit of a change. Good. I'm out of water. I wonder if this guy is a fan of Aphex Twin. I feel like a lot of artists are probably fans of Aphex Twin. Huh. No, there you go. All right, what's the next one? Haze of Interference. There's lyrics on this one. Drop it in. Here's track 7, Haze of Interference.
I'm not sure what it was. I'm not sure what it was.
The singing sampled in the song's intro are from the Jandek song What Did I Hear from the 1981 album Later On.
I'm not sure what it was.
What's underneath? I think I'm on the way out. Take my pulse, spit directly in my mouth. Count the cracks that's in the pavement. In a bathroom, in a basement. I'm probably just the devil's form of laughs and entertainment. Save your moral panic for the preacher or the president or any of the other shit you babies think it's relevant. Drifting, floating up a stream. Eyes are just a sucker scream. The earth and how I see it are the rocks that I've been crushed between. Foggy little planet where your groping hands can touch a screen. Greener on the other side. How about nothing's green? Bashful baby boy, so distracted by my toys. Rode a tractor from Wyoming to Chicago, Illinois. On a carpet of the 50 states. Part of me disintegrates. The only thing I'm left with is the part I can't articulate. You never thought about you only. You never had to worry about which part of you to show me. You're just as stupid as you've always been.
Damn.
Treat your stupid little problem like a molecule of oxygen. You're never getting better. You're addicted to madness. You treat it like a muse. Are you happy now, Travis? I could go and try the window and disappear. just observe, just over here. If I was glass, I'd revert back to sand. Scattered through the sea, I could pass through your hands. None of this can happen. Nothing will happen. The things that I believe can never, ever happen. I'm standing by a microphone. I'm yelling at a wall. Pick 1,000 names, you're still nobody at all.
Jesus. Pick 1,000 names, you're still nobody at all. How ironic that this man is going insane. And one portion of it is I don't know, maybe the feeling of being a nobody, maybe the feeling of just not existing in people's lives. You know, he's talked about the absence of his family. He's talked about friends not reaching out. And how ironic that this man who feels like a nobody, a nothing, who wants to just turn into sand and disappear, is sitting here making some of the most incredible shit I've ever heard. You know, like, this is something that fascinates me with society in general right now. This has always been. This is a hard part of growing up, especially when you're younger, in your teens, in your 20s. You know, when you're in that range, there really is, you're trying to just find your own identity. And for me, what fucked me up a lot was marketing and advertising, because I had these ideas put into my head of what you have to look like to be attractive, and, you know, you're supposed to wear these clothes, all that shit, right? All that bullshit. Why I really enjoy being older, I'm going to hit 45 this summer. You don't fucking care about that anymore. And for me personally, with when I fell out of Christianity and I essentially became a Buddhist, one of the things that you learn is there's nothing to realize. There is no identity to obtain. There is no way. You already exist. There's nothing to do. It's done. It's all done. It's all done. Everything else is just everything else. And I know it doesn't work that well. That's advice. Because especially if you're, a big portion of my audience is young male. Which honestly, I would like to have more diversity of my audience. But honestly, at the same time, I take that information and I go, okay, I have an opportunity to talk to people. Especially people maybe who don't have someone like a father in their life, you know? So I take that very seriously. I take that on with care and respect. And so, you know, this idea of there's nothing to do in terms of establishing your own identity, you already exist. I know that doesn't work that well when it comes to like dating, right? Like, yo, Bob, I'm just trying to pick up on some ladies and I feel like a nobody and I look like a nobody and they treat me like a nobody. So you telling me that that's fine, and that ain't fucking working, bro. Yeah, I know. That's not necessarily the best dating advice. I don't know. I can't really give dating advice. I met my wife in the 7th grade. We were friends for a long time. We started dating in high school, got engaged, done. There you go. So literally, my wife is the only person I've ever been with in terms of relationship. Well, that's not true. I had like stupid little girlfriends, whatever, like here and there, but nothing like, no serious relationship. She's the only serious relationship I've ever had. Back to this. I mean, this doesn't necessarily help, but like I was talking about earlier, this is an experience you can have. Life being an experience, life being a ride, a dream, this is one of the rides you can go on. And it's tough because I don't want to sit here and say he's choosing this, because I don't believe that, because I'm also, well, I was going to say I'm also not choosing to be stressed out by events of the world right now. But I will say this, I do spend time online reading about it and watching videos about it and focusing on it. And that's something that I choose to do, even though I don't really want to do it. I'm drawn to it. I could choose to do something else. I could choose to focus on something else. But then what happens with us, right? Our society, we're so dialed into this idea of, well, we have to be aware. We have to understand what's going on. We have to know it. But it doesn't fucking change anything. But it's also true that if we hide from it and ignore it, it doesn't stop it from happening. And so it's this it's just this like contradiction, right? We're supposed to be aware and understand and informed, but that drives us crazy. But then if we do something to make it so we don't drive ourselves crazy, well, now you're just shoving your head in the sand and you're hiding from it. It's still happening. It's like there's no way out, right? It feels like that. And so what he's dealing with is very intense depression, but it's still this mental state. And I can kind of feel the parallel of this trap, these traps that we have inside of our minds. And it's all just thoughts. I need to practice. I need to start like meditating. That's what I should do. Just start meditating. Shut the brain down. I know I'm just rambling. I hope that works. I guess it doesn't really matter if it works or not because it's happening. It's happening. That's another thing too, man. Like, you do something wrong, you feel stupid. Okay, guess what? It's already in the history books now, folks. It's already said and done. You know, like, just let go. Let go. This, though, he's fucking going insane. And here he's calling himself out. You know, you treat it like a muse. Are you happy now, Travis? Being addicted to his madness? And that's, I mean, I feel like that's another weird feedback loop, right? Where if you're a person who's going through a lot of shit and you use music to process it, but what you're processing, that whatever it is, your insanity, your madness, your depression, if that's also kind of the inspiration for the music that you're making, and if you like the music that you're making, then it's not necessarily to your benefit to process the emotions and get through them because now you've lost your source. Lots of mental traps happening. Let's just finish this one up. I can't believe I've been going for almost an hour already on this album. What's it been, like 30 minutes of music? Not even that. 20 minutes of music. Was it the words of an angel or a devil in disguise? That makes me think of the opening track. The word is God, the word is God, word is God, that shit. This synth sound almost sounds like it's sampled from Aphex Twin. There's a track on Selected Ambient Works too that's very like this. It's very like this. Yeah. I would be surprised if that's an Aphex Twin sample right there. Woo, woo. Yeah. I would actually, honestly, I would try and pull it up to play it. But I'm going to try and post this uncut on YouTube because it probably won't get blocked. But if I put Aphex Twin on there, it'll get blocked. It'll get claimed. Well, it'll get claimed. They always get claimed. But maybe it might not get blocked. It would also take me probably like a couple minutes of playing different tracks. I don't know what to do with the second half of this track. I'm not sure what it was. It's a substantial departure from the insanity that's in the verse.
Gone. Up in the sky.
What a trippy album. something that can help, and please understand I'm saying, but maybe not could help. Let's say could help. Something that's worth trying. Something that's worth trying, because it might help. If you have these these mental traps, these things that drive you crazy, this shit, this madness, this depression, whatever. Sometimes it helps me. It does help me. I will, if I can remember to do it, I will look at myself and I'll kind of laugh. Like, isn't this silly? How silly of me. Here, let's go back to the traffic thing, right? Oh, fucking pissed off. Oh, my fucking God, blah, blah. That's silly. Like, you're in a car. You're listening to music. Like, there's so many positive things happening while you're stuck in traffic that you're missing out on things to enjoy. Now, I don't like that analogy because that's not great. I'm not trying to make it sound like, while you're depressed, you should find things to make you happy. I'm not trying to say that. But what I'm trying to say is it helps me to laugh at myself sometimes. It helps me to not take shit so seriously. Laugh at yourself a little bit, and it helps me. It just brings it down a notch. It's not so serious. Oh, God, now I sound like I'm fucking trying to mimic the Joker, which I'm not. Not a fan of. What's his name did a great job as the Joker in the Batman movie. I did not like the Joker. I really don't understand why that movie was so popular. To me, it was pretty shitty. Like it was described to me as like, oh, it's this downward spiral, but to me, there was no downward spiral. He was already at the bottom, and then society just fucking kicks him over and over and over again until he just starts shooting people. Like, it was a very uninteresting movie to me. I didn't like it. It was fine. I mean, it's not like I hated it, but I just didn't understand all the praise it got. And then I didn't watch the second one. Apparently that pissed off everybody. So, anyway, I take things too seriously. And so it helps me to laugh at myself for being so serious when I also know the thing I'm focused on or upset about or whatever will pass by. It's temporary. It's temporary. And that also the idea of things being temporary, it kind of helps me focus on positives more because I know, oh shit, I need to be here. This is happening and I need to be here. Let's focus on the good thing that's happening. Like the other day, I just went in my son's room and because we'll play games together sometimes. I gotta sit up. I got this new chair, and it doesn't. I guess I gotta sit like this. Anyway, I'm trying not to slouch. The other day, I just brought my laptop in. We didn't even play any games. I just sat in there in his room with him for an hour. We hung out. I did a little of something. He did a little of something. Had some music on. We talked a little bit, but we just hung out. And it was great. It was nice. My mind is all over the place, which is perfect, I suppose. Treat your stupid little problems like a molecule of oxygen. You're just as stupid as you've always been. A lot of self-judgment here too. That doesn't, in my experience, doesn't help much. Judging yourself and criticizing yourself and nitpicking yourself doesn't really help much. And really, the world does it plenty enough as it is, so you don't need to help out with that. Don't help the world criticize you, because the world will just do it anyway, right? Just let that shit go. Let's keep going. I feel like I've said that 9,000 times now. This is track 8. This in, not my stomach. Okay. All right. Here we go. Here's track 8. Whoa. That little boom. So, I don't know if the voices will get louder. I'll let it play, and if it doesn't get louder, I'll read what the voices are. I like that higher note that came in. This is neat, man. Sonically, this has been, well, this whole album's been very interesting, but I've been very impressed with some of these softer sides of the music. So the last song is an instrumental. I'll just let it play into the last one, and then I'll read the words that were tucked way in the back of this is in Not My Stomach. Here's Cave Yourself Over. Cool. This one's got a lot of streams. People have been repeating this one. With good reason. With good reason. Okay, here's the spoken word from This in Not My Stomach. You came into my life. You aren't aware of me. My stomach isn't part of my body. Tell me, tell me. The window has changed. It's different now. Tell me what is happening. Tell me. I have to go now. Tell me. I shouldn't have a stomach. Cut it open. Get it out. Tell me. You came into my life. You aren't aware of me. Stop moving. My stomach isn't part of my body. Please just let me do it. Please just let me do it. Let me cut it open. Let me get it out. This isn't something that can happen. You made it up. You made it up. You don't want to hurt them. You don't want to hurt them. So he took something. It keeps going. Them. Tell me you don't want to hurt them. Don't let them leave. You'll have to hurt me if they leave. You'll have to cut it out. You'll have to get it out. It makes me think like he took like a bunch of pills or something. Jesus, man. This poor guy. Just fucking tearing himself to shreds, man. Well, what the fuck do I say? What do I say after all of that? I really don't know. Which is kind of perfect. I'm leaning toward, for whatever reason, I'm leaning toward this thing of, struggling to find your own identity, struggling to define who you are, right? To feel unique, to stand out. And I feel like that's kind of like chasing a dragon. You are already who you are right now. Right now. You are who you are. And I guarantee you, anybody who's listening to this, whoever's listening to me say this right now, when you hear me say you are who you are, there's probably a yeah, but, or I know, that's why. You know, there's immediately what comes to your mind probably is a list of flaws, a list of things you would like to improve. And that's fine. We all have flaws. We all have things we'd like to improve. You can do that. But you're still you right now. And that's who you are. And if you've created this idea of you that you want to be, that's fine. But understand the difference between a goal and a phantom. Understand the difference of something that you can achieve that's realistic versus a never-ending hamster wheel that you're chasing because marketing or advertising or social media or whatever. Make sure that what you're pursuing is for your own health and not for envy. Don't look at other people's lives and think to yourself, that's what I need to be happy because they're happy. Because you probably don't know shit about them. And they're probably more miserable. Well, let's walk that back. I like to get excited about, you know, the rich people being miserable fucking people because they probably are deep down inside. That's why they need so much bullshit to cover it all up. These days, man, these things we see online, so much of it is fucking fake. It's fake. It's fake. It's staged. It's manipulated. It's photoshopped. It's because they got a bunch of money. It's fucking fake. It's fake. Being you is the realest thing that can fucking happen in your life. And it maybe not that easy. You know, maybe there's shit. God, but Bob, I just don't fucking like this. Okay. Take that and square it out. Like, take it as a piece and really look at it and work on that. You can work on that. But you kind of got to do it one piece at a time. When I was a kid, my grandfather used to tell me a joke. He would say, do you know how to eat an elephant? No. One bite at a time. It's, of course, it's a silly joke, but it's life advice. It's philosophy. You can't tackle all the problems at once, you know? Like, you know, with depression often comes, right, your room is a mess, right? You can't clean up your whole room all at once. It's one fucking thing at a time. Pick up that wrapper, throw it away. Pick up whatever that is, put it in the sink. Yeah, but now it's in the sink. That's fine. That's fine. It's everything. Everything is one thing at a time. Everything. So don't let all of your bullshit fucking, you know, basically dogpile you. Because it feels that way. It will feel that way. And it's okay to feel that way. It's okay to feel dogpiled. It's okay to feel like you're overwhelmed because that's what you're feeling. But don't let that turn into this impossible thing where now I have to deal with it all at the same time. No. I'm just going to deal with this. Another thing that's helpful too is understanding your own bandwidth, you know, your own capacity as a person, what you can actually handle in a day, in a week, in an hour, because that's another way of carving things out and making them into manageable pieces. Sometimes you just have to straight up tell people or things or whatever, no. What do you mean? No, I'm not doing that today. No. I want to take care of this. I have a very specific goal in mind. I have only so much time, energy, whatever resource in this moment, in this day. I want to take care of this. This is my goal. You, unfortunately, you or that or this thing or this distraction, whatever, you are not my priority. And I'm saying you, I don't want to personify it too much. I'm just saying, you know, I'm not going to put my resources onto that. I'm going to focus on this. And it takes time. That's the hardest part. It takes time. And what is it, BoJack Horseman or something? I've never even seen that show, but I saw some like post of it once on Reddit. That's the hardest part. You got to do it every day. It's not doing the thing that's hard. It's doing it every day. That's what's hard. What an experience. What an experience. I'm almost sad it's over because now I go back to my own mind. And I should clarify, it's not like I'm, chewing my fucking nails off or anything like that, but I am stressed. My biggest concern is just the people who are leading the world right now are awful people. So many of them are just awful people. And very self-centered, and I feel like short-sighted, and I feel like these terrible people are just going to ruin it for everyone, basically, for everyone. And so for my own world, my own life, I mean, am I about to watch 45 years of effort go down the drain, Because I'd like to be able to retire. I'd like to be able to help my son so that he can hopefully have his own life when he grows up, hopefully have a job. But will jobs exist by the time he's ready to have one because of AI? Who fucking knows? Or because of fucking war? Like, I don't know. But at the same time, I don't know. So what the fuck am I worried about? Just gotta let it go sometimes, man. Just gotta let it go. We cannot control the outcome of things. They happen. It's a Fiona Apple lyric. What's happened has happened, and what's coming is already on its way with a role for me to play. I love her. She's wonderful. I kind of love this. This isn't something I'm going to be listening to a lot, but it's pretty incredible. All right. I'm done rambling. What was that? Hour 15 of ramble for a 28-minute album? Something like that? Yeah. All right. All right, y'all. Take care. We'll see you soon.